So this is the question we are going to discuss. The particular question here: children do not respect their parents as much as they did in the past. It means today's children are not revering their parents as they did in the past. So this change in the behavior of the children uh, is now having a negative impact on the society, is said by someone. So it is said by someone. So that's why it's given in the quotation. So it's in the single inward commas because it is said by someone. So you need to understand, uh, instead of saying uh, some people believe that, they have added the quotation like this, single inward commas. So we have to understand there is some phrase like this. Some people say children do not respect their parents as much as they did in the past, and this behavior is now making a negative impact in the society. Discuss. So we have the question as discuss, and we don't have the question further. Discuss and give your opinion. So I am. So don't be confused. If the opinion is asked, then only you can give. So as far as the opinion is not asked, you are not supposed to give the opinion. See here, I am asked to discuss. So we have the question as discuss this, just discuss the situation and give what you understand from the situation. So your personal opinion, even though your personal opinion is not given, when you discuss, we will be naturally coming out with opinions. So that's general opinion, which is acceptable to everyone. So this is what we are going to do. Even though it is not, we are not giving a personal opinion, we are going to give an opinion which is feasible to everyone, a general opinion. So I am not using any personal pronouns to express those views like I, we, or something. So I'm not using the personal pronouns I, which refers to me, my opinion, or we, as all these things I have to avoid in this particular say. Definitely you have to say what exactly we need to address, what exactly the topic, and we need to answer what exactly the topic is. So don't get confused. As far as it is not asked directly your opinion, you are not going to use any personal pronouns to express your opinion there. So let's go ahead with the introduction. It is a non-fact that the level of respect the parents receive from their children has declined in recent days. So we have said the first paragraph. It's a non-fact. It is a non-fact. So I started a phrase like it's a non-fact. It is almost 100% sure that the level of respect the parents receive from their children has declined in recent days. So these days you can say it has declined when compared to the past. It definitely has some negative impacts in the society, except that I have not said, in my opinion. In general, I said it definitely has some negative impacts in the society. However, it appears to be positive in some cases. So I have said that it appears to be positive in some cases. No personal pronouns used anywhere in this thing. Still, I have made my opinion, which is feasible to everyone, because I have to focus on this particular case. Discuss. Okay, now I move on to the first particular paragraph. What is a negative side? This definitely has some negative impact. So let's see what is a negative impact. Turning to the negative side of this development, so you can see the negative side. You can see this phrase turning to the negative side. So what we are going to say in the paragraph, we are going to address the negative side. The first is the loss of morality among the youngsters. Okay, so I have said it is the loss of morality among the youngsters. What is this thing? It has to be explained here in the further paragraph. In the past, children revered their parents and they gave them a much dignified position. So, children had uh, dignity to their parents in the past. They they gave a much revered position there. But now it's not the situation. With an advancing pace of modernization and improved standard of living, children are mostly free to make their own decisions. Now it's not the situation. In the past, parents were given such a position, but right now we do have a freedom of making. The children have the freedom to make their own decisions. And most of these decisions are not generally acceptable to parents who think they should be brought up in a much disciplined way. So, parents always think that their children should be brought up in a disciplined way, in a very disciplined way. But when the situation is like that, when children are able to make their own decisions, mostly these decisions are not generally acceptable to these parents. These, when the parents have this mentality, it is not acceptable. In most cases, parents have less control over their children, and we can say that this is the case. We have uh, less control over the children. When children are making their own decision, they are free to behave themselves. They are using their own equipments, which they do have their private spaces, and parents are not included in that. So in such cases, what happens in such cases when less control parents have with their children? This nurtures unacceptable behavioral patterns among them. Now, I have said that when parents have less control over their children, actually unacceptable behavioral patterns are nurtured among them. I have not said any unacceptable behavior patterns specifically. This is not positive to both the family and the society in which they live. When unacceptable behaviors are nurtured among the children, it's not good for the family and it's not good for the society in which they live. So this is what the first paragraph says about. Now let's see the opposite thing. So I have not used any personal pronouns like I, we, me, us, our, all these things. I have not said. On the contrary, the trend has some positive aspects too. So we have some positive aspects too here. Okay, let's see what is the positive aspect. Better environment of communication and emotional bonding between the family members are the prominent among us. So we do have better environment of communication and emotional bonding between the family members. So these are the prominent among the positive things. Let's see in detail what is that. In the yesteryears, it means in the past, children accepted whatever the parents decided for them, whether it's basic facilities, education, and even the career in later part of their life. So in the past, that was the situation. Many children were not satisfied with their physical, emotional, and intellectual needs. They were not satisfied, but they were not able to express these things. This has led to many issues like school dropouts, depression, and even suicides. So when this pressure mounted among them, they did have school dropouts, they did have depression, they did have suicides too. Today, as the family size shrank, parents started accepting their children's view and became friendlier towards them. So today parents became friendlier towards them because their family size is shrank and they have no one to interact other than their children. So it is children have no one to interact other than their parents. So they started communicating in a better way. They started sharing their emotional feelings in a better way. So this enriched the relationship between them and gave them a more harmonious life. So this is what we have to say, the positive effects of this development when there where there is the respect became. Now, to conclude, it's clear that the change which happened in the lifestyle of the people had led to the situation. So, what is the real reason for this? Even though it is not asked, we are just before the conclusion. I'm telling that. So this is the reason. This is the reason why. This change happened. The change happened just because of the uh, lifestyle. When we changed the lifestyle of the people, it happened. And even though it appears to be negative when looked externally, if we look from outside view, you can see it appears to be negative. It does have some positive elements too. I've said that it has positive elements too. We have positive elements too. So this is what we have said. We have discussed the positive and negative elements. Okay, so that's it. And we have come to the conclusion of this particular thing. So actually, so don't get confused. This is discussion. The discussion is made in an objective manner, as far as they have not as my personal opinion. Your personal opinion is not given, but your opinion is there inside. You have said that's negative as well as positive. Okay, so without stating I, we, are, or me or myself, whatever the personal pronouns, without using these words, I have presented this thing. I have presented my opinion that it has positive as well as negative aspects. Okay, so this is the thing that we had to understand here. That's it.